devotion so far is leading up to this conclusion. Okay? That there are different qualities or different flavors of love. Some of them are contradictory. They tend to separate us from the object of our love. And some are non-contradictory. They tend to bring us closer. The Sanskrit terminology is actually much more elegant and simple. But these English words are good enough for understanding. So the only kind of ecstatic love that can actually bring us into complete harmony with Krishna is non-selfish, selfless, where there's no contradictory symptoms. And this is called sthāyi bhava. Sthāyi bhava means pure, selfless, devotional love, or ecstatic love, in one of these 5 flavors: neutrality, servitude, fraternity, parenthood, or conjugal love. And this is the primary mood, the root of every jiva soul ecstatic love for Krishna. Everyone has this ecstatic love. Everyone has a primary relationship with Krishna in one of these 5 moods. Then there may be other qualities which we have already gone over, all the different vyabhichari bhavas, sattvika bhavas, sanchari bhavas, vibhavas, and so on, anubhavas, and all these other bhavas that are like decorations on the principal bhava. Or as he said, it stays like a king. The king of all these sentiments, or to put it another way, the root of all these different sentiments, is the permanent feature of a devotee's ecstatic love, and one of these 5 moods. So now he's going to discuss these 5 moods. Neutrality. Neutrality can be further subdivided into general, transparent, and peaceful. An attraction for Krishna by the people in general, or by children, cannot take any specific or satisfactory position. It can be manifest sometimes in trembling of the body and changing of the color of the eyes. Although there is no symptom of any particular affection. One old man was told by a young man, "See how this child, only 3 years old, is so jubilant. Simply by seeing Krishna, he is running so swiftly, making a tumultuous sound. Just see." This is an instance of neutral ecstatic love in the heart of a child, without any specific subdivision. Due to the different types of attraction for Krishna, there are different varieties of devotees. Their symptoms are manifested transparently, just like jewels. It is said that a great devotee Brahmana would sometimes address the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Master, and sometimes joke with the Lord using different kinds of familiar words. Sometimes he would protect the Lord with a filial affection. Sometimes he would cry out to the Lord, addressing the Lord as his beloved, and sometimes he would meditate on the Lord as the Supersoul. This means that the Brahmana expressed his ecstatic loving symptoms in different ways at different times, but in each instance, because of ecstatic love, the Brahmana merged himself in the ocean of happiness and became situated in pure love. Thus he was a transparent medium, like a jewel that shows reality in varying colors according to its own nature. When the great sage Narada was glorifying the pastimes of the Lord with his veena, the 4 Kumaras, headed by Sanaka, although merged in the impersonal conception of Brahman, were trembling all over. Another devotee once exclaimed, "Although I can achieve liberation simply by serving the devotees, my mind is still very much anxious to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose bodily complexion is just like a dark cloud. when a devotee is so anxious to contact the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that can also be accepted as a symptom of neutral love. Pure and mixed flavors. Generally, a devotee of Lord Krishna may be placed in one of three groups. One group consists of those who are completely dependent on the merciful affection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Another group consists of devotees who are dealing with Krishna on friendly terms. And the third group consists of those who are dealing with Krishna as his superiors, with parental affection. These three classes of devotees gradually develop different relationships of transcendental mellow with the personality of Godhead. In other words, some are inferiors, some are equals, and some are superiors. When the attraction for Krishna is based on only one particular humor, or rasa, that humor is called kevala, or the pure state. One in this pure state of devotional service gradually develops the desire to follow in the footsteps of an eternal associate of Krishna. That is, to follow in the footsteps of Rasala, the personal attendant of Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan, or to follow Krishna's friends like Sri Dama and Sudama, or to follow Nanda and Yashoda, devotees in parenthood. Ecstatic love for Krishna is never manifested directly with Krishna himself. The devotee has to follow in the footsteps of the eternal associates of Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. Why is that? Because Krishna always acts as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How do we learn to act as a devotee? By following the devotees, you see? So it's like we have to apprentice ourselves to a devotee who is more advanced than ourselves, but in a similar mood. So by studying that devotee, by meditating upon his different pastimes with Krishna, then we also learn those different relationships. When transcendental humors in relationship with Krishna become mixed, that is, when the relationships with Krishna in friendship, servitorship, and parental love become mixed together, the result is called mixed humor or flavor. Such mixed transcendental flavors are manifested by such devotees as Uddhava, Bhima, and Mukara, the personal attendant of Mother Yashoda. Although devotional humors are sometimes found in mixtures, a particular humor is always found to be prominent and constant factor. That prominent humor is accepted as the devotee's main relationship with Krishna. For example, Uddhava is in relationship with Krishna as a friend, but in Uddhava's character a trace of servitude to Krishna is also visible. Such friendship is called friendship in reverence. The friendship typified by Sri Dama and Sudama, however, is the standard of friendship without any tinge of reverence. In other words, friendship as an equal. Generally, a servant feels or assumes a subordinate role, subordinate mood, and a parent assumes a predominant mood. Okay? But in most cases they're pure, but in some cases they can be mixed. Subordinate ecstatic love. The devotees who always think of Krishna as superior are in subordinate ecstatic love. To such a devotee, the concept of inferiority to the Lord is very prominent, and he rarely takes interest in any other kind of transcendental loving humor with the Lord. In the Mukunda Mala Stotra, compiled by King Kulashekar, one of the prayers says, "My dear Lord, you are the deliverer of living entities from the hellish condition of materialistic life. But that does not matter to me. Whether I am elevated to the heavenly platform or remain on this earthly planet or am dispatched to some hellish planet, that does not matter at all to me. My only prayer is that at the time of my death I may simply remember your two beautiful feet, which are just like lotus flowers fructifying during the autumn season." So this is an example of subordinate ecstatic love. Actually, of course, anybody who remembers Krishna's feet at the time of death is going to the spiritual world. So in other words, the devotee doesn't care about their material destination because they don't have any material destination. Their destination is the spiritual world because of always thinking about Krishna. So if one develops this habit of always thinking of Krishna early in life, then this can become the dominant mentality and will remain even at the time of death. At the time of death, the mind unreels, you know, like a tape recorder put on on reverse, rewind. It's like all of the impressions which are gathered during the